Hello everyone. Now into today's session we will discuss about the Couchbase NoSQL database, and today we'll discuss about introduction to Couch database and the current operations. Now let me start with the first thing about introduction about the Couch database. It is a NoSQL database with document and has got a managed memory with data operations, fast query indexes, and another query machine for asking questions on SQL queries. It is very synchronized to the Couchbase server. The server of the Couchbase is for large-scale websites with very low latency management of the data. A few requirements for the Couchbase server are as follows. First is available. Second, a strong query. Third, high scale. Fourth, flexibility. Fifth, comfortable administration. And last, work. Let me explain one by one. The requirement of the Couchbase servers. First point is available. It's a very available because all the operations are done online without giving any obstacles to the ongoing process. You never have to go offline for updating of the system's software or any refreshing work. Modifying of nodes are operations that don't need turning your system offline. Thus, high availability is of great use for the Couchbase users. Next one is strong query. Querying of the server is done by the NOSQL join operations, helping a high range of data models are being supported by Couchbase. NOSQL has a beautiful index infrastructure and extensions for handling the complicated documents with complicated structures, which support the developers for the producing exciting application. A large range of tools through JDBC and RDBC access NOSQL. Next, high scale read and write about applications, all done on high weighted data using Internet of Things, is being done by the Couch server. Continuous reads and writes for sub milliseconds refer to the low latency of the server of the Couchbase. During heavy loads, people want less latency and faster delivery. So, high speed is taken to be very significant by the Couchbase users. Now we will proceed to the next thing. Flexibility. Very recent development with no downtime are being enabled by the data model of Couchbase, which is very flexible. The documents of Couchbase are about JSON, which represent structure and their relationship in a self mode format, representing the server with the code of applications and save with materials. The coders add newer objects at any time by adding newer applications code, storing new JSON with no sudden changes. This makes the applications grow really fast. Next, comfortable administration. The server of the Couchbase is very simple to manage and organize. Automatic replication makes the management of the server very simple and easy. Even a change in the topology is also automatically done without any changes to the application. The software is also updated. The clusters can be expanded with a single click, which is very well managed by only one administrator. The last is work. The two basic factors of the server are sharing as well as the replication. Data is distributed and the clusters by adding RAM, this by not pressurizing more on the developers. An administrator, the database is consistently growing horizontally for best use. The server maintains a very high efficiency of its own. As a result, the number of clients and input-output storage increases. As a result of the evenly distributed workload, the hardware turns user-friendly. So these are the requirements for the Couchbase server. Now let me explain how you can perform operations in Couchbase Database. Before that, we can discuss about the installation and the configuration also. So the Couchbase installation, you can simply download the installation file from the internet. How to install Couchbase server? The setup to install Couchbase server is very simple. It can be installed on any of the system, including CentOS Linux, Ubuntu Linux, OS X system, and Windows system. The following setups allow you to have successful installation of the Couchbase server in the Windows system. Open the file by clicking the twice and start to install. That particular file you have downloaded from the internet, you can double click on it. Your installation process will start. Now change the location of the installation if required. As instructed by the instructor, change the port itself. You can mention the port number if it is required. Select yes for increasing the port numbers of the ephemeral. Apply the changes required by the port if the successful installation is done. So you can easily download from the internet and then you can start the installation by double click on it. Now some settings are there. Let me explain. Couchbase setups. Once successfully installed, just set up the Couchbase server. Use the quick setup steps just for the trial purpose, or by the professional purpose. Use the following setting. Up the Couchbase, open any browser and go to the link http:// then host name, localhost like colon, then port number, / exchange the name with the internet protocol address of your system. Host name in place, you can write down the put localhost required. Once done, click on the setup options. Select the next by accepting the as usual values. Click on the beer sample and the travel sample present in the screen containing a smoke buckets. Select the next. Set the memory size to the 100 MB on the screen of the create default bucket. Then select to the next. The notification screen will be open. Enter the data required for registration. Say yes to agreeing to the terms and condition. Select the next. A configure server screen will open. Enter your password. Proofread it. Select next. Then cluster overview appear. So these are the few setups you can configure after the installation. Now we will discuss about the operations. Create operations. I have to create the documents, the record in a database. How you can read, how you can update, how you can delete. So we can execute each operation in Photon or using REST. Photon is nice graphical interface. Almost all the real access to the CouchDB happen using the HTTP applet REST. You can also perform these operation. In our example, we will be using curl. Curl is a utility that allows us to send and receive the raw HTTP request and the responses. But now today we will just discuss about how you can perform the curl operations using Photon. Let me explain. Move to the next thing. See, open the localhost in the browser. Okay, just you can open any browser. You can type in the address bar http://localhost then port number /_utils. Then you will press the enter. After connecting the localhost, it will show like that. Login to the CouchDB. Here you can enter your username and password. You have to set while the installation or the configuration. Then after login, it will show this screen. This is your Photon environment. Through this you can interact with the CouchDB. Database options, setup, active tasks, configuration, application, documentation, verify your account. Right now here no database is there, so it hasn't. It is blank. It is not showing any database because just we have to log in. Now how you can create the database? Move to the next thing. See, you can click on the database and the right hand side create database option is available. You will click on that button. The drop down box will be show, and that you can mention the database name like a student, and then you can choose the non-partitioned option, and then you will click on the create button. After that, your database will be created. See that? Show database. You will click on the database. So see here, the student database has been displayed. Name, size, number of docs, partition, and then actions. Right now we have to just created the database. Now inside the database you can create or you can store the information in the form of documents. So click on the student database and then you will click on create document. See the diagram, database, then you can choose the student database and then create document button is visible. You will click on it, then after it will show the student and then new document. It auto generated IDL will be display only. Then after you can mention the we have to store the student name, the classification, the number of hours, and the address. So the name, classification, hours, these are attributes you can mention in between the double quotes, then colon, and then corresponding value you can mention it. If it is a string, then you mention in between the double quotes, or you can mention numeric value without quote and separated by the each attribute along with the values by comma. The underscore ID is auto generated, the unique ID, and then we have to we have mentioned the name of any student, classification, the number of hours, and address. Address object is containing the three attributes. That's why we have to mention in between the curly braces like street, city, and zip. Then curly braces close. So these are the information we have to store. We have to create as a document inside the student database. Then you click on the create document. So your information has been stored as a document in the student database. Now move to the next thing. Document has been created and it will show like that. So this is ID, key, and the corresponding values. Database, student database, and in the student database the number of records as a document has been displayed like that. If you want to show this information of that document, then you will click on the ID. It will show like that. Now one more attribute, that is one new attribute underscore rev, that is revision. It is also auto generated, which track how many times the document revise or view. If you will open again this document, the underscore re values starting as 1 or 2 or 3, as per the revision it will increase or update. So at the time of document creation, only ID is auto generated, and then rest of the attributes you can mention it. while you have to revise or you can view that document, then underscore rev revision will be auto generate, which is track how many times you can revise document or you can view it. I hope it is clear. So this is the way you can read the information. Now proceed to the next thing. How you can update the document? Simply you can open the document by clicking on the ID. Your document will be opened, and then you can now change the required value. Like here hours 45, if you want to update it with 57, you can do the changes and then click on the save changes. So your document will be update, and underscore revision, the value is 1. Now the next time its value is 2. So these two values are auto generated, ID and the underscore rev, that is revision. So this is the way you can update the information by simply opening the document. Now move to the next thing. How you can delete the document? You can simply open the document by clicking on the ID. Now your document will be displayed, and see on the right hand side the delete button will be available. You can click on the delete. Your document will be deleted from the database. So this is the way. These are how you can create a document, how you can create the database, then how you can create information as a document inside the database, then how you can update the document, and last how you can delete the document. So this CRUD operation we can perform using Photon. I hope it is clear to everyone. Thank you, all of you.